Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the new release that NetEase has released about community and ratings in relation to the new organizations update, which I covered in a previous video. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you everyone for helping me reach 50 subs. It's a big milestone early on, even though it doesn't really seem like much when, especially when you're looking at other YouTubers and stuff, but it's definitely pretty good for someone who's just started not long ago. So thank you everyone. As promised, I have now hopefully completed my Discord server. If there's any issues or anything, or you have any suggestions, please let me know. And I will put the link to that in the description below. So please feel free to join and hang out with me. There's things in there for suggestions, and there's a poll for what things I should do next, like games to expand, which I also promised I'd do, because now at 50 subs I can live stream. So yeah, please join in that and become a part of my small but growing community. So now let's get into it. So here we are. This is sort of just like a little introduction. There is a lot of reading to do, so I'll try and keep it quick and entertaining as best as I can, but my reading voice isn't necessarily the most entertaining thing in the world. But yeah, so the first screenshot or page that we have here is just a little introduction. In previous gameplay preview, we brought an introduction to 3 types of organizations: clans, guilds, and unions. This time we'll introduce the community gameplay, as well as changes brought by communities to star system explorations and ratings. And then I've got a quote. The diverse Lagrange network we are constantly trying to improve for all pioneers with richer social relations and gameplays. After establishing their own organizations, the pioneers not only need to face the trials of the star system explorations, but also need to establish cordial and competitive relations with other organizations in the star system. To this end, we have brought you the Star System Agreement and Community Gameplay, where pioneers can join other organizations in the star system and sign the Community Agreement to establish a community for better star system explorations, and we will get into that as we go. So, community. Create community. During the exploration of the star system, pioneer organizations of level 5 or above that are not in a community can create a community by initiating the signing of the star system agreement. Various communities can be established by signing the community agreement in the star system arrangement interface. To face the challenges of star system explorations, clans can establish consortiums. My pronunciation is off. Consortiums, guilds can develop legions, and unions can create alliances. So we're now officially getting alliances, but from this you can only have clans grouping together, guilds grouping together, and unions grouping together. But that's still pretty cool. The community agreement only takes effect in star system exploration after the star system development rating is complete and the organizations return to the pioneer system. The community will automatically disband itself. So it's temporary, goes season by season. And screenshot. And this here talks. I hope I didn't miss anything. I hope these are in the right order. I'm just gonna go as they are. The Star System Agreement and the establishment of communities are bound to bring whole new experiences to the Star System explorations in the Node Recovery Agreement gameplay to sign the mutual in the Node Recovery Agreement gameplay to sign the mutual cooperation agreement. Pioneers are required to sign agreements with organizations within the star system to assist them in controlling their airspace and the star system. The introduction of community gameplay will bring certain changes to Node Recovery Agreement gameplay. We will introduce gameplay adjustments in the next session, so stay tuned. Okay, so they're going to, change how Node Recovery works. So that will be interesting. because as it stands currently, there's this thing called the Mutual Cooperation Agreement, pretty much where it gives all your ships skins and your base is an outpost of skin, and you get this little symbol thing, and there's some other bonuses, but only people with the same agreement can join the union. So I've had a few issues where people have wanted to join, but they haven't signed the agreement because there's only limited spaces for it, and vice versa. People have mucked things up and been forced out of the union for a while. So that's going to change. The release of signing functions on the community agreement can be influenced by the advancement of galactic events, which will require each org to pay timely attention to the changes in galactic events. Rating rewards. So this is your rewards for doing pretty much the server's missions, which varies based on the different server data. Recovery missions, you get points based on how much data you collect. Trojack one is you get points based on how many Trojack crystals you cash in, and the known recovery is occupancy based, just like the Season 1 server. Except Season 1 server doesn't have the mutual cooperation agreement and stuff like that. In the star system development ratings, rewards of each rating level will also change in addition to the communities. For both rating 1 and 2 rewards, Dawn Accord organizations will no longer issue fixed amount of Dawn points to each organization member, but will instead issue a certain amount of total Dawn points to the community or independent organization, which will be shared equally among all members of the community or independent organization. The higher the rating received, the higher total number of Dawn points received by the organization or community, and the maximum number of points available to each member. The smaller the number of members in the community or independent organization, the higher the points earned by individual members. Therefore, it's up to the pioneers to decide whether to unite and pursue a higher rating, or to streamline and maximize the benefits of for the members of the organization. So this is pretty much just saying the more members that you've got in the union or the organization, the less points everyone's going to get. But of course there's benefits. You have a bunch of people, you're able to take cities easier, you're able to do more mining, more data collecting. So you have an advantage like if you've only got 100 people or 50 people and someone else has twice as many, they're probably working at twice your efficiency. But if you are dominating the system or whatever, and you do get a high score, or just a score that satisfies you, the less people that you have, the more points each individual is going to get. So yeah, you just have a trade-off there, whether you're going to have more people to potentially make things easier, or less people and get better rewards individually if you manage to get good ratings. In addition, based on gameplay balance considerations, there is a limit on the number of uncapped Dawn points that each member can earn in the rating. Each organization in the community can receive a corresponding number of organization prestige points based on the results of the community star system development rating and the percentage of each organization's contribution to the rating. Organizations that occupy the airspace where the Stargate is located will be rewarded with additional organization prestige points. Therefore, even within the community, members of organizations need to sharpen... Oh. It doesn't need to sharpen... That's sad. Yeah, it doesn't. Okay. I don't know what that's meant to say. It cuts off. Need to sharpen, unless I've missed a screenshot, but I don't think I have. Apologies for that. Next is joining or leaving a community. So here we have each community has a quota of 150 members, so a limit of 150 members, which is shared by all organizations within the community. The initiator of the community agreement, as the main body of the community, may invite qualified organizations to join or become a member of the signatories of the community's agreement. The main organization of the community may also remove other organizations from the community. An approval period is required for joining and leaving a community. That's 72 hours, I believe, or 12 hours. 72 is a long time. I can't quite remember it somewhere. Functions of a community. When a organization belongs to a community, members of the organization can use the community chat channel to communicate with all members in the same community. So now we get another channel. We'll have the union one, the star system one, and now we'll have a community one for all the unions in our little alliance group combined. So that's going to be very handy if you're in a PvP situation and you've got some allies and you need to talk to each other and you're doing some coordinated plans. We'll now actually have a chat for that rather than trying to go through thousands of DMs, which can be an absolute nightmare, and hopefully that will help things out. Members of different organizations within the community cannot use each other's construction operations for warp drive, but they can maintain relative peace with each other. Organization members or the same community cannot trigger battles unless the attack command is actively issued. So no more running into people's mining fleets and stuff. If you've got a hive of one or two or three unions or whatever organization your thing is all together, you're not going to be running into each other's fleets or into each other's miners. You're actually going to be able to do that well now and not have to worry about friendly fire. So that's going to be good. Just make sure that you mark all your unions appropriately. I wonder if they'll make a color, like a different color just for organization members. That would be really handy, and you could have like all the people in your organization automatically marked for you, and then you could have your allies outside of that, and then your enemies and whatnot. Star system development rating. So the rating criteria. Each organization in the community agreement will be deemed as a constituent of the community, which shall participate in the Dawn system development rating. Organizations that do not join the community can still participate in the Star system development rating with other communities and independent organizations. So fairly normal stuff. If you're in an organization, then you work together. The rating criteria of the star system will remain the same, but when a community participates in the rating, the total rating points or occupancy rate of the community will be the sum of the rating points or occupancy of all the organizations in the community and will be rated against other communities and independent organizations. Therefore, any unity of organizations may have profound impact on the development situations of the star system. So this is saying that, similar to what was led on to earlier, you have a bunch of unions combined, or clans, guilds, whatever, combined in a community. All your total points that you get will count for that community. So if there's 3 or 4 communities in a system and a bunch of other independent unions going their own way, all of their points will get compared to each other, not the individual unions inside the community. So this can lead to a few cool things. It could mean that if there was, like, you have a few allies or just a few unions or whatever around that have got like a little bit of occupancy or like a portion of the rating points you need to get good rewards, just go, hey, do you want to form a community, and we can all join our things together, and when the rating comes, it will add up and we will get a decent score. So if you've got this one group that's got like 20-30% occupancy, or an absolutely dominating quantity of points, rating points, and you guys, or you've got some mates that have got lower, but if you added it up, you could potentially get over the line and still get some points. Likewise, a few unions or whatever with large numbers of points can join that together to guaranteed get, or very likely get, the highest tier of rewards. So yeah, it's all. This is going to add the another interesting element of cooperation and diplomacy to the game, which sounds pretty cool. I like this little update. Apart from the fact that I might have missed a screenshot or something, I don't think I did. But yeah, so we now have communities where our clans and guilds and organizations can join together. We'll get a new chat. We won't have as much friendly fire issues. I really hope that we get a new color with it as well. I can also guess that it's going to cost, well, it guarantees that it's going to cost proximal coins to form a community, which kind of sucks, but I hope that they allow or assist with that extra cost. Because here on this screenshot it has a Proxima and then the value's been blurred out. A lot of the values have been blurred out. And then yeah, there's signs. So it's going to cost Proxima, but we're going to be able to combine our rating points and we're going to have better experiences with smaller alliance groups in particular. Larger ones might have multiple communities, but this is, and it's also going to give clans and guilds a nice little tip up as well, because the maximum people you can have in a community is 150, so you can't have two full unions. You can have smaller, you can have like two half full unions, or you can have a few guilds and or a bunch of clans in a community. At least they haven't said anything about the limits being different. They did say that different type of a different type of organization will have a different like name for their community, but and that probably means, I'm just estimating here, but that probably means that only clans can join a single community, only guilds can join their type of community, and only unions can join theirs. And but they haven't said anything about the maximum values of people being different. So that probably means that you can have 150 people worth of clans in your whatever that one's going to be called, whatever that community is, and then like if there's some guilds going around, they might form their own community, but you can't have a union or a clan joining the community that's all guilds, because it only allows for guilds. So yeah, that's just what I've gathered. That's not certain, but it's heavily implied. And is there anything else that I found interesting aside from... No, not really. Less friendly fire, that's always going to be handy. But yeah, and this might even be able to form some interesting things with having a few different, well, like one alliance group, but then having different, like sort of regiments. Like you could have, if you had a really well organized and tightly knit alliance group, in probably a Discord server that you all share with all the members in it, you could have like an alliance with one or two unions that carry out like the heavy sort of stuff with high organization, and then maybe have like one or two or three communities that are of clans, or the other one, guilds, to do smaller things with their like specific abilities and stuff, and you could have members going between doing fulfilling whatever role you need to do. Maybe we could have that really cool and in-depth tactics and strategies really come to life with maximizing what you can get out of each of the different organizations, and then using the communities to group them up. So I'm really looking forward to how this plays out. So as I mentioned at the very start, I've reached 50 subscribers. That's a pretty big milestone for me. Thank you to everyone. Please join the Discord server, and there's plenty of things in there. There's a box, there's channels that have the option to put in requests for topics for me to cover, one for suggestions, which is kind of a little bit confusing, but that's for other games and stuff for me to cover, and then there's a feedback one to help me improve the quality, and also got announcements where I'll keep up with what I'm going to be releasing and what I'm planning on covering and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to creating this sort of community with you guys, both in-game and out-game by the looks of it. So yeah, thank you everyone. I hope you found this useful, and I will see you next time. See ya!